What is up, everybody? It's Dr. Vibe here, host and producer of the award-winning Dr. Vibe Show, the home of Epic Conversations. I'm the home of Epic Conversations, the host of Epic Conversations 2020 Innovation Award. No, 28. You know what? This is one of these days. 2020 Best Podcast, News Podcast Award winner, and 2018 Innovation Award given out by the Canadian Ethnic Media Association. Also, I host the only online show in the world for fathers and dads that is sponsored by Dove Men Care. It's also co-sponsored by Dad Central, Canada's national fatherhood organization. And I am the board chair for the Global Food and Drink Initiative, which is a multimedia not-for-profit that showcases Blacks in the diaspora that are doing their thing in food, wine, and travel. So it's not a Dr. Vibe show thing tonight. I'm just hosting. What we're doing tonight is going to be talking about a new series that we're going to be part of on Wednesdays for the next few Wednesdays called Win With Us Wednesdays. And I'm going to bring the gentleman who's going to be powering that show, whether he's live or in the back. Eldon Holder Jr., come on up and talk to us.
Hey, what's going on, Dr. Vibe? How you doing, brother?
I am blessed, highly favored, a magnet for miracles, a solution for someone's problem, and Blackalicious. How about you?
I love it. I love it. I'm doing great. I got to figure out the code to unlock being Blackalicious, but if I hang around you long enough, I might just crack the code. So I'm doing well. Thanks for having me on.
Good. Well, you've been hanging around with me. We've been hanging around with each other for a little bit, but we hadn't chatted for a while. And about a week or two ago, you came to myself with an opportunity. And I said, okay, let's talk about it and see how we could collaborate together along with BIA Media to present this opportunity to especially Black Canadians. So I think first things first, Dream Legacy Foundation, if you can share a little bit about that, and then talk about this opportunity that we're going to be sharing with Black Canadians and people around the world over the next few Wednesdays.
Yes, love it. So love the opportunity to come on and spend time with you and spend time with your viewers. I know you have quite the following across Canada and across the US and globally. So it's an honor to be part of this epic conversation. The Dream Legacy Foundation is a non-for-profit organization that is national in scope, and it's actually an organization that is designed to change the narrative for Black communities and promote the talent that exists within Black Canadians right here in Canada. So we do a lot of work around housing and economic inclusion. We're pushing the narrative around how can we create spaces for entrepreneurs to thrive, particularly Black entrepreneurs and those that are underrepresented. And we're doing a lot of work with connecting folks to the concept of buying Black and circulating their dollars in the community. This is a time where it's super important for us to be conscious about how we spend our dollars, our economic units. And the Dream Legacy Foundation is an organization that believes that we are capable. Black people are incredibly talented, and we want to amplify and echo that message across Canada, from Nova Scotia, the Atlantic, all the way up to Nunavut, across to BC, and everything in between. So we're a non-for-profit organization, and we're taking on the task and building on the work of those who came before us to build a much stronger and committed Black community.
Great stuff. How important, or how more important, has this message become since the last 12 to 14 months?
You know, the last 12 to 14 months has really put things in focus, I think, for the world, for the country, for our community. There's been two crises that are ongoing right now. And the one you hear a lot about in the news is the COVID crisis that has shut down the economy. But there's actually another subterranean crisis that's been prevalent for a very, very long time. And that is actually the crisis that exists with anti-Black racism, but more importantly, the social injustices that exist that prevent or inhibit Black communities from thriving. And that actually is the real crisis that is persistent. So there isn't a vaccine that you can take 2 shots of to cure that crisis. It actually requires a little bit more innovation and collective impact. But the timing for this type of conversation and the type of work that's being done right now is very, very, very timely. Whether it be George Floyd, whether it be Freddie Villanueva, whether it be folks who know these names across Canada, there's a lot of things that are taking place that I think make talking about collective economics, and particularly under the umbrella of the UN Decade for People of African Descent, which we have about 3 years left on that decade, and we are moving with full steam. So the context in the last 14 months is only exacerbated by the fact that we have a global pandemic. People are losing their jobs, losing their homes, and unfortunately dying as a result of some of the socioeconomic conditions of health, social determinants of health. So there is no better time to be doing this type of work, and no better time to be having these type of conversations.
How did you come up with the Win With Us Wednesdays concept?
The Win With Us Wednesdays concept was actually a manifestation of many conversations. And I think by virtue of this being a media platform, it spawned out of the concept of being intentional about changing the narrative that exists about Black entrepreneurs. There's some great announcements that have come out in the last couple of months around funding for Black entrepreneurs through the Black Entrepreneurship Loan Program, hub announcements for creating ecosystems for Black communities. There's the Black Entrepreneurship Loan Program through Futurepreneur and BDC. So there's a lot of focus on Black entrepreneurs right now. And all of this is really stemming from a lot of the work that community members behind the scenes have really been doing to advocate for Black entrepreneurs. So for us, this idea of Win With Us Wednesdays really stems with taking this opportunity to talk about our wins. Oftentimes we go into meetings, we have these conversations, and we're talking about what we don't have, what we're lacking, a deficit space. But when I talk to entrepreneurs across Canada through some of the work that we do, I hear that they're making massive wins. They're closing big deals. They're hiring incredible students. They're expanding their client base across the world. And we don't often have those conversations where we can celebrate them, encourage them and say, listen, y'all are winning, share your wins, and let's build on that collective positive energy. So that's actually where the concept of Black entrepreneurs Win With Us Wednesdays came from. And we want to create a platform to tell those stories and shape that narrative.
Okay, so let's dig a little deeper now. What are the viewers going to get over the next few Wednesdays?
Yes. So this is a mini series, and anybody who's tuned into to Netflix in the last 14 months, which has been a common activity for a lot of folks, usually get these like limited series that come up. They're there for a couple weeks. You got to catch them while they're hot because they really are short periods of time for you to consume that content. And we want to pilot a similar concept with this particular series. So here's what you're going to get. You're going to get a chance to hear from Black entrepreneurs from across Canada in a variety of different sectors. Startup companies that are in tech, long-standing companies that you may have never even heard of. There's some businesses that have actually been in your space, in your face for many years. Like when you go to Tim Hortons, there is actually a Black-owned business that created the Sure Shot that puts the cream in the milk in our coffees. So we're going to be talking with business entrepreneurs from all walks of life. So you're going to hear their wins. You're going to get a chance to learn about their upcoming announcements and products and services. And because this is not just a passive environment and an experience, we want you to engage with them. We want you to throw flames in the comment box, send love, and send these positive messages to support them, because they will be giving away some of their products and services so that we can actually sample the incredible Black products that exist within our country and that are being created from our Black entrepreneurs. And that's really what Win With Us Wednesday is all about. Nice.
Very, very nice. What do you want the viewer to get from the series?
I think, look, if any viewers tuned into the Dr. Vibe show on a regular basis, I know you got the morning vibe on Mondays and on Fridays. This is just a good energy type of space. It really is, as the show entails, it's a good vibe. So we want people to come get a good vibe. It's going to be Wednesdays at 7 p.m. So you can put it on while you're driving home. You can have it in the background when you're in the gym. You can basically tune in and just be part of these good vibes and keep that collective energy moving forward. So we want you to do 3 things to take away from the conversations. Learn about these Black entrepreneurs that are doing great things in our community and building, the economic unit that is Canada across the globe, but also to support them. Far too often, we We don't give people their flowers while they're alive. We wait until they have passed, and now we got to build statues for them. Well, this is our chance to say, look, we see you, we recognize you, we encourage you. And if you want, you can actually invest in some of these businesses, because we have some startup companies that are going through seed round funding right now, and they're getting investments, but they're not necessarily coming from the Black community. So we want people to look at this as an opportunity to learn about the greatness that exists within Black communities across Canada, but at the same time, recognize that it takes two to tango, and we benefit from a collective energy of supporting each other and shifting that narrative together.
Great. So after each episode, is there an opportunity for the viewer to, if they have more questions or if they want any assistance, is there something available from the Dream Legacy Foundation that they can either answer or direct someone who has a question, direct them to the right answer?
Absolutely. I mean, it wouldn't be a Dream Legacy Foundation show or product if we didn't give you a chance to connect and engage. That's really what we're all about. It is connecting communities and convening these kind of conversations. So throughout the show, you can actually comment directly as we're having conversations. You can ask questions. If there's something that kind of sparks your mind and you want to get into the conversation with folk, you can actually put that in the comment box. But if you want to dive deeper, you can reach out to us on our Facebook channel. We're going to have some activity taking place on IG Live. This is an opportunity to engage and learn about these businesses. And at the same time, think about how you can spend your dollar in Black communities, because that's really what it's about. Community benefits is a concept where we can truly build an inclusive ecosystem that is built on Black energy and Black economic power. So we want folks to be able to have that opportunity. And sometimes you might not know, hey, where do you find, a Black grocery store, or where do you find a Black home builder or a Black mechanic? Well, when you reach out to us, we'll be able to help guide you through the networks that we've established across Canada to those specific areas, so you can actually do the good work of supporting Black communities and Black entrepreneurs with your Black dollar.
Good stuff. Good stuff. I don't know. I think you've covered everything that people are going to be getting over the next few weeks. Is there anything you want to add on to our conversation before we shut it down?
Yeah, so look, this whole series is really about building on the shoulders of giants that came before us. This whole concept of circulating our Black dollar within Black communities isn't a new concept. It's actually fundamental to our ancestry, to our identity as people of African descent. So what I think is an interesting notion that's baked into the concept of this show is that we oftentimes look for folks to support our causes, but we don't always think about how we can support other folks' causes. So this is actually an opportunity to do just that. Not only when you watch the show are you actually providing exposure to these businesses that are working behind the scenes, but you're also in a position to show them that their idea is valid, that they are accepted and by their community, and they are able to be championed. So this whole notion is really pegged to the UN decade for people of African descent. And we want to see a lot more of this inclusion being led by Black communities. And there's so many great organizations that are doing this work. We want folks to get information from this particular platform. And we think that if you tune in, for the 4 episodes that we're launching, we'll actually be able to generate some solid critical mass excitement around changing this narrative. And before you know it, you'll realize that this good vibe, this good energy that you pick up when you tune in with us on Wednesdays is infectious. You get to take it into your Thursday and into your Friday and into your Saturday. And then by the time you know it, you're back with us again on another Win With Us Wednesdays episode.
Wonderful. Interesting question. The businesses that you're going to be highlighted, do you have them picked yet? And if someone out in the audience has a suggestion for someone to be highlighted, is there a way they can do that?
Yes, absolutely. So we haven't picked the businesses yet. We have a few relationships that we've garnered because of the nature of the work that we do. Some folks might know that the Dream Legacy Foundation, we have something that's called the Black Innovation Fellowship. And it's the first fellowship of its kind that creates an incubator space for Black entrepreneurs to get access to mentors, get access to funding, and get access to the resources they need to grow their business. So we have a pretty broad network of Black entrepreneurs that we can pull from, but we don't know them all. One thing that we know is that we don't don't know everything. So if you have a business that's out there, you know somebody who's doing great work, maybe they just expanded a new restaurant, maybe they just opened a new hair salon, or they landed an awesome government contract as a sole proprietor, as a consultant. Tell us about it, because we'd love to bring them on. And this is actually, you remind me of a good point. This is going to be a bilingual conversation. Alors, on va faire ça en français. C'est pas juste Ontario, c'est pas juste Nouvelle-Écosse, c'est pas juste Colombie-Britannique. In fact, it's actually Canada-wide. So we are actually putting the call out to engage business owners from Montreal and ensure that people can feel like they can get their businesses on here. And there is no limit to the type of businesses that can come on, as long as it's building community and they understand what we call is the Baobab principle, which is buy Black and build communities together. Then we have them on the show, because that's what we're all about.
All right. I think we're done. I think you covered it all. Nothing left to be said. Any last message before we call it a day?
So look, I think this is a great opportunity for entrepreneurs. I think it's a great opportunity for community, but it's also a chance for us to have some fun. This is a real unique experience that we want to create. We want folks to tune in and realize that without a show like this, you probably wouldn't learn about the businesses that are currently doing work in your communities. So have fun with us. If you have a funny comment you want to make, or if you want to build each other up, that's all part of this Win With Us Wednesday. So tune in live. It's going to be on Wednesdays, 7 p.m. It's a short show. We're going to condense and compact a lot of stuff into that 45 minutes, but we're also going to be giving away some pretty sweet products. So you don't want to miss this show. I mean, if you haven't gone to the barber and you need a barbershop gift certificate, you can get that here. If you want to go to a business where you need some groceries, you might get a gift certificate to that grocery store, or you might get your house designed for free, because we have builders and designers who are doing incredible work, and we want to be able to spotlight that. So really appreciate this opportunity to share this with you guys. Win With Us Wednesdays. Put it in your calendar every Wednesday. The next one is July 14th, and we're going to run it until August 4th. And we may have a little bonus episode for you. So tune in, follow the Dream Legacy Foundation on Instagram and on all platforms. And we really hope that we can win together with the Dream Legacy Foundation and the Dr. Vibe Show.
Well, Eldon, thanks again for taking time out of your positive, productive schedule. Again, a pleasure to working with you and the foundation again. And also a big shout out to BIA Media. So as Eldon said, next Wednesday, 7 p.m. Eastern time, put it down your calendar, subscribe to the Dr. Vibe channels, or subscribe to the DLF Facebook page to get the alerts. And we look forward to seeing you. And I will just end off with this. I was not, but I'm going to do it. So I'm going to say for many people out here, especially for our Black environment, I want people to think about changing these habits. Some of us, first of all, we have to look at focusing on personal development. And then second of all, I want us to be more obedient. And if you believe in a higher power, you need to ask, what does that higher power want from me? And then especially in a business realm, equality and ownership, not consumption and consumerism. So on that note, that's a little teaser for the upcoming Wednesdays that we're going to be giving some, dropping some knowledge bombs. Look forward to seeing you next Wednesday. Everyone, keep safe. As always, I like to say, you're blessed and highly favored, a magnet for miracles, a solution for someone's problem, and live your life as a dream. If you can dream it, you can make it. Sometimes you have to get small to get stronger. Block assumptions. Then aim bigger, aim better, aim higher, aim wider. Love, faith, and respect. Remember to give yourself grace, and we'll see you next Wednesday. Thanks, BIA Media. Thanks, DLF. Looking forward to this journey. Good night.